Hey guys, Kevin again. It's going to be another classic movie review, and this movie we're going to be reviewing. This is going to be another series I'm going to be starting. Not as big as Mad Max, not as big as that. I actually didn't watch this movie. I don't plan on it ever, but basically, I'm surprised that I never saw this movie. I've always wanted to see this movie, but I never saw it, and I finally have seen it, and that is the 1977 action comedy classic Austin Powers International Man of Mystery. Yes, I've actually never seen this movie. I know it is a crime. I know you guys are going to be like, how did you never see this movie? I don't know. For whatever reason, I never saw this movie, and I'm really surprised that I never did, especially because I've been doing classic movies for 3 years, and I could have watched them end at any point for the last 2 years. I don't know why I didn't watch them, I just didn't. But now I've finally seen Austin Powers. You know, these are movies I've always wanted to see. I've heard they're really funny. I've heard that they are considered comedy classics, and that they have some of the funniest things ever in them. And that they very well parody James Bond, so I was very interested in that. I've actually never seen James Bond. I've never seen that either. I know. I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. I haven't seen good movies. You guys probably think, what the hell? Why am I watching this? You've never seen James Bond. Why the hell did you watch this? Because it looked really funny to me. I watched the trailer. It looked hilarious. And I have to say, how was Austin Powers International Man Mystery? This movie was hilarious. I really loved it. I thought it was definitely very funny. I thought that it definitely was a very memorable movie. I definitely really did enjoy it. It does have a few problems, but they're very, very small problems, honestly. They're very small. For what this movie wants to do, it does it very well. For what this is, yes, it is very good. Now, the plot of this movie sounds like a failure. It really does, but it's actually very funny, because basically the movie takes place at first, in 1967, where we have this character of Austin Powers. He is this British spy who, in the 60s, he was like the coolest guy ever. Everyone loved him. You know, he was just the coolest, spy ever. He pretty much was James Bond then, but a lot more nerdy, and basically he had sex with every woman, and basically Dr. Evil wanted to kill Austin Powers. However, when Austin was about to kill Dr. Evil froze himself, basically, and told Austin Powers, I'll see you back, I'll see you, like, in a few years, I'll see you in the future. So Austin decided to do the same thing to basically be revived when Dr. Evil returns. So 30 years later, in 1997, Dr. Evil has now returned with new plans, so basically they have to now, unfreeze Austin to send him back to the year 1977. However, he doesn't realize that a lot of stuff has changed, and they basically have to acclimate him to the new world to basically get him to stop Dr. Evil, who also is acclimating to the new world. And also, Austin basically has a lot of learning to do, as is Dr. Evil, and that's basically the plot of the movie. It's a really simple plot, but it's really funny, definitely. I really do love the plot of Austin Powers. I think it definitely is very funny. And the thing that works very well in this movie, I'll talk about what works so well. Basically, if you guys have seen the Brady Bunch movies, the thing that works so well in those movies is the fact that they completely are unaware of what is cool and what's going on in the world around them. While this is like that, they are basically they are sort of aware, they are aware of what's going on around them. The Brady Bunch was like they're completely isolated from the rest of the world. This movie very much reminded me of that. It's very much the same type of style. Nothing is meant to be taken seriously. There's no, like, serious moments in this movie, which I was surprised about, because at least comedy movies, they have at least one serious moment, but this is more of a parody, so I can understand why they did that. But I thought that was really funny, because here the characters are aware of what's going on around them, but they're not really used to this world, and they really have to acclimate very well to it. That's basically a plot of this movie. Now, let me talk about some things that work so well in this movie. First of all, that plot alone is hilarious. It's just as funny as you think it could be. But the thing that works so well in this movie is the acting. If the acting would not have been as good, the movie would not have been as good. Mike Myers as Austin plays a dual role in this movie. He actually... And the more movies go on, the more roles he starts to play. First of all, he plays the role of Austin Powers, our main character, who he's great. He really is. I mean, he obviously is great as Austin Powers. That's the thing that holds this movie together. If Austin Powers wasn't a great character, this movie would be terrible. And you know what the thing I love about Austin Powers? That he is completely unaware of the society. When he's unfreeze, he starts talking about how he wants to have sex with women. He doesn't even realize that that's not even around anymore. And he's not really cool either. He's not really a cool guy, and I thought his character was just really, really funny. The way that he thought he had a way with women, but he really doesn't. I mean, the girl, Vanessa, he wants to impress her. You know, he thinks that he can easily have sex with her, but she wants nothing to do with him. I think it's really funny. He definitely did a very good job of the role. He was definitely very good. However, Dr. Evil's character easily steals the show in this movie. I loved Dr. Evil, honestly. He was hilarious, because the thing with Dr. Evil is that he is, again, completely unaware of the 1960s, and he needs to acclimate to it, but he has even a harder time, because he basically is trying to come up with these really evil plans when they're really not evil at all. For example, he wants to steal a warhead, but he only wants to hold the world ransom for $1 million, which in his time was a lot, but he's very quickly reminded that it's not a lot of money, and things like that are just very funny to watch, and seeing him deal with this, I thought was also very funny. Definitely something I really enjoyed. I thought they both were great characters, they both were really funny, and they both worked very well, and I like that Mike Myers played both of them, because they both are pretty much, you know, very much the same, except one's a hero, one's a villain, and it was really cool the way they did that. And Dr. Evil very well parodies, like, 1960s villains, too, like James Bond, basically, because, you know, he has the cat, the typical cat that he has. He's a really cheesy villain. He's also really unrecognizable. Mike Myers was really dedicated to this role, I have to say. It's something I thought worked really well with Mike Myers. I'm sorry that he hasn't done a movie in, like, years. I think the last movie he did, I can't remember what the last movie he did was. That's how long ago it was. I can't remember him doing a movie. I think after The Cat in the Hat, he basically said, let's call it a day, because he knew he was that movie turned out really shitty, and I don't think he did a movie after that. Let me see what his last movie was. His last movie was, like, Shrek Forever After. That was his last movie, basically. That was the last movie he did, and, too bad he doesn't make movies anymore, because he actually was very funny. He was very dedicated to this role, and I thought he did a great job in this movie. Definitely, he was very, very funny. Elizabeth Hurley is also great in this movie as Vanessa Kensington. She's actually the daughter of who his, basically his, partner used to be, Miss Kensington, and she's hilarious, because the whole movie he's trying to get with her, but she wants nothing to do with him. She basically just wants him to acclimate to this new life. They do have really good chemistry, I have to say. Mike Myers and Elizabeth Hurley actually do have really good chemistry. I like they did eventually develop a romance between them. It is a little bit predictable that they did that, but honestly, for this movie, it's fine. I thought she did a really good job, and she was definitely very funny. Robert Wagner's number 2 is really great. He basically is the villain that is with it. Basically, he knows what's going on in the world, and I thought he was also really funny. I really like Seth Green's character as Scott Evil, because he basically is Dr. Evil's son, who, when he finds out that Dr. Evil's alive, he wants nothing to do with him, because he abandoned him for 30 years, and Dr. Evil really wants to connect with Scott, but Scott doesn't want to. It's so funny to see them connect. It honestly is kind of sweet to see them connect. You know, Dr. Evil just wants to connect with Scott, but the things that they get involved in, they end up going to therapy because of it. It's hilarious. I thought they did a great job, and I thought that was definitely very funny. Mindy Sterling, aka Miss Briggs from iCarly, who I didn't even realize was in this movie. When I saw her, I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. She's hilarious. This character just loves to laugh a lot. I mean, this is a movie that's just completely ridiculous. Completely. That's something you need to know about this movie, is that it's completely ridiculous. There's a character in this movie called A Lot of Vagina. Like, what do you think this movie's gonna be? It's not gonna be a serious movie. And that's something you need to know going into this movie. Going into this movie, you can't take it seriously. If you try to take this movie seriously, you're not going to enjoy it. This is a completely ridiculous movie. It's not going to be taken seriously. That's something you need to know. And that's something I think that Jay Roach did very well with the directing. He knew what he was making. He's not trying to win an Oscar here. He's trying to make just a fun movie, and that's what he did. He made a movie that was a lot of fun to watch. He did a very good job directing this movie, and it was just a lot of fun. You could see the dedication he had in this movie. He got the world of the 1960s very, very well, I have to say. Definitely, he does a very good job at doing that, especially because this movie takes place in the 90s, not the 60s. He must have studied the 60s, like, cheesy action 60s movies very, very well. Let's face it, James Bond, as cool as it is, the original 60s movies, they don't really hold up today. Like, some of them are very, very cheesy, especially the villains, and this movie very well acknowledged that, and I thought they did a very good job with that. The other thing I saw in this movie is the screenplay. The screenplay is so good in this movie. The screenplay, honestly, at times has some of the funniest things I've ever seen, honestly. There's some stuff that is genuinely just absolutely hilarious in this movie, honestly. Just, for example, seeing Austin just try to flirt with every woman he sees, and him basically just failing miserably is hilarious to watch. And also him just acclimating to this new life in the 1960s is also hilarious. And seeing Dr. Evil, it's also really funny to see. Something else I thought was really funny was the scene, I don't want to spoil it, but there is this scene with a steamroller, and you're not going to see it coming, but something happens with that steamroller. oh my god, I was dying, honestly. And there's a deleted scene that is a continuation of that you can find on YouTube. Oh my god, it makes it even funnier, honestly. Find it on YouTube, find that scene. It is gold, honestly. It is comedy gold. Like, that scene in general is just, it's awesome. It's hilarious to watch. I loved it. Cinematography is great as well. It definitely, cinematography I think is really good in this movie. I definitely really do love the cinematography. If I do have a few complaints to this movie. First of all, the movie didn't get really that good for me till we got to the time of the 1990s. I did find the dance scene very, very funny when we saw that. I didn't really find the first few minutes really funny. I was kind of like, this is kind of stupid. I don't really like this. You know, I wasn't really into it. But then we got into the time of the 1990s. I really started to enjoy it. I thought it was really funny. I was like, you know what, this is really different, and I definitely really do like that. That's something else in the movie. It's a very different movie. This is not your typical comedy. It's really not. It's very different than what you've seen. It's not meant as it's not meant to be taken seriously. It's completely ridiculous. It's completely out. It's very out there as well. I will say that about this movie. It's very out there. It's very raunchy. Some of the jokes don't exactly work because of that. There are some jokes very early in the movie that I'm just like, that really is not that funny. There's so many jokes that, like, I thought there were way too many maybe sexual jokes and some bodily humor that just wasn't really that funny to me. There were some that I thought were really funny. Like, there was this great scene in the bathroom. I actually thought it was really funny. The way they handled it, I thought was really good. Yeah, you know, it's not really funny with just someone farting and things like that, but it was funny the way they handled the movie. I thought they did a good job with it. I didn't think it was stupid. I thought it was actually handled it was actually kind of funny what they did, and I like that. But there are some jokes that don't exactly work. They're just some jokes that really don't work, and that's something that's going to happen with these comedies. With a movie like this, it's not going to work, and especially, but here's the thing, this movie could have been a complete failure, and that's why I think it really doesn't affect me, because it could have been a complete failure, and it really wasn't. My worry is the sequels. I heard the sequels to these movies, they're not good. I heard they're not really good sequels, and just knowing the humor that doesn't work in this movie, what I'm thinking is that the humor that doesn't work is more of the humor in the second and third movie, which I definitely do want to see. I already know the twist of the second movie. It's really stupid, which I will say. I'm going to say that right now. It's really stupid, but I will be watching the second and third movie, and you guys check out my reviews for those. But overall, I really do love this movie. If I had to rate 4 out of 5, B+, it's not amazing. It's not like, oh my god, this is a, this is a groundbreaking comedy that's, like, gonna change the face of comedy. It's not like that. But it definitely is a very fun comedy that I think you can enjoy. It's definitely a movie that if you guys love these kind of, like, parody movies, and also if you don't really like this Jason Freeber and Ann Seltzer thing, this is a bit smart. This is actually a very smart movie. The humor is actually very smart at times, I will say that. The humor is very smart, and sometimes you have to think about it, and there are a lot of jokes that just work very, very well that I definitely really do love, and there are a lot of things that I love about this movie. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun to be had in this movie. I definitely recommend to check it out. Definitely check it out. Austin Powers. It's a great movie. Again, it's nothing amazing, but I definitely really did like it. I thought it was really fun. So overall, guys, in my review of Austin Powers, let me know what you guys saw this movie. If you have seen it, I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for the season finale of The Flash, which I can't wait for, and I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.